His ditch if things go sidewise. But they're not going to go sidewise. It's a high school reunion. What could possibly go wrong? He gave me a scowling look. Don't ever ask what could go wrong. I knew that lesson. We left the warm, late-evening June air and entered the excessive air conditioning of the hotel ballroom lobby. A few people, also in suits and cocktail hour finery, mingled, talking in groups. There was nervous laughter. I didn't recognize anyone, not right away. I looked for Sadie with a sudden spike of fear that I wouldn't recognize her either. Ben guided me toward a table where a couple of unassuming soccer mom types were standing guard over rows of name tag stickers. They seemed familiar. One was brunette, average build, and might have been a cheerleader. The other tanned, dark-haired, also a cheerleader. Maybe we'd had algebra together. We found our stickers, and the women's smiles remained relentlessly cheerful. Maybe they didn't recognize me either. This had been a pretty big high school. So, now what? Just keep wandering around until I recognized someone? This wasn't how high school reunions looked in the movies, where the bitchy popular girls came back as stuck-up suburban housewives. The jocks were out-of-shape used car salesmen, the oppressed nerds were billionaire tech geniuses, and the people who were most unhappy had found their way, while the people who were bullies got their comeuppance. High school reunion, a chance to right old wrongs and take revenge on the cool kids. But that wasn't how this looked at all. Everyone was scanning faces, walking past each other like we were at some kind of statue gallery, searching for signs of the people we had been years ago, searching for familiarity. Some of the men, I had to shave 20 pounds off them before they looked familiar, and it wasn't that they had gotten fat, but that they had filled out. They weren't scrawny boys anymore. Names hovered on the tip of my tongue. I should have looked in the yearbook for a refresher before coming here. We were like deer in the headlights, amazed that any of us had survived at all, because enough time had passed to make us realize that nobody in high school thought they were cool. They just acted out on their worst insecurities and struggled to get through in one piece. High school felt so big while we were living it, but the percentage of our lives those years represented got smaller and smaller as time went on. What was an entire quarter of our lives 10 years ago was now, 14%? And in 10 more years it would be 10%. And the beat goes on.
You look like you're about to start crying,
Ben said. I think I'm sad, I said.
Let's go find you a glass of wine.
Kitty! I turned to the call, coming from down the foyer. A woman rushed toward me. She had honey-brown hair in a bob and was stout and confident, in a cute black dress and loud earrings. Sadie hadn't changed a bit. Except neither one of us had the confidence and poise for slinky cocktail dresses back in high school. Now look at us, like we were grown-ups or something. She ran up to me. In wolf language, this, a fellow predator coming at me with arms outstretched, was an attack. But I was a civilized werewolf, and she was a friend, and I was just so happy that I recognized her and she knew me. And this right here made me glad I came. I reached for her and accepted the enthusiastic hug. A little of the tension I'd been feeling slipped away. "I've missed you," she said into my hair, holding tight. "I'm sorry I lost touch," I murmured. "You look really good." "So do you." We separated and beamed at each other in admiration. "How are you? What have you been doing?" "We have so much to talk about." She glanced appraisingly at Ben. "And you are—" "Sadie, this is Ben." I presented them to each other.
"Nice to meet you,"
Ben said neutrally. She purred. "Do you want to go get a glass of wine or something?" "Oh, God, yes." We hooked arms and stalked into the ballroom. Ben followed, amused. After acquiring wine and staking out territory at one of the white cloth-draped tables, we caught up. Sadie had gone to school at Northwestern, then law school, returned to Denver to work for the legal department of an environmental nonprofit which was exactly the kind of thing she always said she'd do.